Hi, I'm Jo Taylor and welcome to the Misadventures podcast.
So, Jo, as I am no longer allowed to do the intro, even though I think I did a fantastic job last week, why don't you tell everyone who we are talking to today?
So this week on the podcast, we are joined by Lily Phillips. So you may have seen her on the stand-up comedy sketch show on ITV2.
You're normally shit at saying tongue twisters like that.
So why would you stop me midway through?
I thought you did well.
Yeah, I did. So I was on a roll then. Why do you always do this to me? I swear to God.
Crack on then.
So we've got Lily joining us. Pretty exciting because, you know, she's a famous from the telly and everything. And just shares with us a couple of stories that are a bit different to the other stories that we've had previously on the podcast, because a lot of the time we get proper, what I would class as travelling stories. You know, people that are really going to places like Asia and going all around Europe and such. This time we're going right in for the girls' holiday.
Right in, white girl wasted. I don't think we have had anybody else on the podcast who has called themselves a skank 4 times in an hour.
And this is something that, to be honest, I mean, I can't relate to her stories.
Oh, you so can.
I mean, I have my own stories for sure, but it's always good to hear another girls' holiday stories.
It's not good for me. As I say on the podcast, and as I've said before, I am not enjoying listening to these girls' holiday stories because I have young daughters.
Well, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it, really? Because on one hand, you can say, I've heard it all before, I know exactly what they're going to get up to.
I don't want to say I've heard it all before.
And essentially, it's never going to be that bad. They'll always come home. They'll always be fine.
Lily has set the bar quite high.
Yeah. Or you can either go down the route of you don't want to hear anything and you're just going to be at home just stricken with worry.
Yeah, but is that better than me knowing that they have done similar things to Lily, which I shall not give away in the intro?
I think it's all the festivities of going on a proper, just drunken holiday away with your mates. And
40 lads who gate crash.
Why do you keep giving away the podcast? Stop it.
It's a teaser.
It's not a teaser. That's basically like saying, I don't know, what's that fucking Stark lad that becomes the king in Game of Thrones? And, oh yeah, guess what? Fucking Snape dies and... No, do you know what? The thing is, right, Stamps, with your girls, it's definitely wise to have an idea of what may happen, but you for sure don't want to know the details of any specific trips they may go on when they're older.
No, I definitely don't. I've heard enough.
I just want to clarify, though, that not all girls go on holiday and behave in the same way.
No, but Jo definitely does.
No, I don't. I've been very well behaved when I've been on girls' trips. Thank you very much. In actual fact, I've been the one to be a bit of the mother hen on situation, actually.
I bet you have, because the mother hen gets the best cock.
That's disgusting. We're not leaving that. That's awful.
That's it. That is the end point.
No, I don't like it.
I don't like it. Little bonus from me this week, as Lily joined me and Jo just as we were discussing the first company that have approached us for a product partnership. This blurb: are you tired of cleaning your sink/shave space after a grooming session?
Shave space.
Are you tired of your other half complaining about all your unwanted hairs in the tub? Are you tired of using sheets attached to the wall to catch those unwanted hairs? We at Smooth My Balls have found the perfect solution to you. Introducing the Pube Muncher 1.0. As a man, I have seen these beard hair catchery things that you suction cup to your mirror to stop your beard hairs, but I don't think anyone's squatting to them. Or the Turf Chopper. Never nip your sack again.
Oh, are people nipping their sacks?
Yeah. I've personally never nipped my sack. There's testimonies. My balls have never been so fresh. One word, amazing. The missus loved how clean and tidy I was.
It was as if before that, I didn't even bother. Why bother? Hang on, there's this new revolutionary tool. Oh well, now I'm gonna sort myself out and make sure that I'm clean.
Yeah, I mean, so you're going to do it and get loads of free pube munchers?
I think I need some free pube munchers.
I mean,
apparently 85% of partners prefer a man who is groomed down there. That's from an independent study.
that's
Really?
pretty broad, isn't it? That's basically saying you don't want to be with somebody that essentially doesn't bother doing any form of grooming. How many people are into that?
Yeah.
That's niche, I'm saying these days.
But also, I feel like with those statistics, I never get asked. Like, who are they asking?
That's it. And how many? 85% of 3.
Yeah.
The 3 women that I know.
The 3 women in this office that I asked during my lunch break.
That means 15% prefer choking on hairballs.
Oh.
I feel like we should just talk about this for an hour.
Yeah, we should review all the different products they offer.
Did you know ball bacteria grows differently to your face
Oh
bacteria?
my God. I mean, I'd expect it to be fair. It's completely different condition.
I mean, now they're clutching. 8 out of 10 men agree good grooming is essential for success in their career. Well, granted, yes. But I
Career?
don't think they're talking about their balls. Got to be neat for the interview.
Depends what your career is.
I mean, Lily's got a good point there. Yeah.
I mean, I know they check your like social media platforms now, but I think checking your ball hair ratio is a bit too far. Or is it? I don't know. Do they do products for women on this thing?
I think they're a bit sexist.
Right, because everyone needs a pube muncher from time to time.
I don't think we'll be teaming up with them. But I do really want a pube muncher because it is literally Cookie Monster's face.
And do you just let it go? Do you just turn it on and it just...
What, like a little robot? Like a little,
Yeah,
one of those
like a
little
little
robotic
animal.
lawnmowers?
Yeah.
You just lie there and it does its thing.
You type in the shape that you want beforehand and then you just let it do its magic. I just think it's funny that someone works at smoothmyballs.com.
There's a director.
Someone thought, I know what would be a really good name for this company. And,
Yeah.
and that's what the thing is as well. What got rejected? What names got rejected?
Have they got any product tester vacancies? I mean, that's a risky job, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's just asking for stuff. Anyway, maybe we should stop talking about grooming balls and let Jo do our actual...
Have you got that all like your system now, Stamps?
These people want to work with us. Who are we to ruin their dreams?
No, not us. You on that. I think this was targeted towards you.
You hope it was targeted towards me.
Rude.
Anyway, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah,
Lily.
welcome to the Misadventure podcast. Lily.
Thank you.
I suppose really the whole kind of like, having yourself well groomed is pretty on point with the whole travelling thing because you don't generally go away without yourself being tidy, do you? So it's not completely off topic.
Yeah, and I
There you
think
go.
during the podcast we'll all collectively be thinking about the pube muncher.
It's not going to be the last time it comes up, is it? Let's face it. Anyway, so if we can try and move the conversation on swiftly, that would be fantastic. So you're going to tell us about some of your own misadventures. I think you've got a few that potentially some of our listeners could be on board with. They may have had similar experiences before because your holidays are a bit like, those first kind of holidays that everyone's been on. And you've got your own sort of little stories about them, haven't you?
Yeah.
One of the first holidays you went away without the parents, kind of big girls trip. After your A-levels, you went away.
All goes together.
Well, it was meant to be, wasn't it, Lily?
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was the first problem of this trip. A group of female mates got together and we were like, yeah, let's get out of here. Let's get out of this town. Go on a girls' week to Malia.
as you do.
Because that's where all the classy ladies go
100%.
to find themselves.
That's where I'd go to meet my future wife.
Yeah, many a happy marriage has started in a club in Malia. It was back in the day when you went to a travel agent. I'm really showing my age now and I apologise. But that's my truth. Went to a travel agent. We booked this sweet little holiday in a sweet little, I guess it was a hotel, but it was pretty rank and cheap. You
You had to pick it out of a book and everything before you went. sitting there flicking through the catalogue.
Yeah, just some guy called Stavros.
Oh God, do you remember these magazines?
You don't remember those, Joe. You're far too
I do,
young.
because I went for a job interview at a travel agent, and I was 16 and I had to try and put a holiday together using a magazine, and I had never looked at a holiday magazine before that point, and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't get the job.
I mean, it's impressive that travel agents, I guess they're still going. They're hanging on for dear life, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just for old people.
I guess so. It's for that last generation to die out.
Yeah, but once they're dead, that's the end of them. I mean, but they were great, like very convenient. You know, you just bunch of girls who don't know anything about traveling. Probably too convenient, because we probably shouldn't have gone away before we knew how to even book our own holiday. But you just rock up and they're like, yeah, sure. And they book your flights, book your hotel, book your transfers. They just do everything. Facilitate this rebellious holiday that you want to go on. I think we all just needed like notes from our parents or something.
How old were you at this point? 13.
No. So wait, this holiday I think I was 18.
Oh, so this was your first, I'm a grown up now.
Yeah. We did go on another holiday when I was 16. And to this day, I still judge my parents for letting me go.
I mean, I think we need to hear about that as well, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll tell you that one later. So yeah, we booked this holiday and we were like, yeah, girls, independent women. And then 40 of the boys that we knew from school and around found out that we'd booked this holiday to Malia, and they were like, oh my God, these girls have organised something, let's just tag along to what they've organised. Went to the same travel agent, so hit up Stavros again, and they were like, see those girls that just came in here? See, this wouldn't be allowed. It's so dodgy. And they were like, we want to go.
We want to follow them.
Yeah. What hotel are they staying in? We want to go there too. What flight are they getting? And he just booked them all onto the same holiday.
I mean, I'm impressed. But I mean, obviously, you know, non-existent GDPR, but also that there was 40 of them.
I know.
I think the most I've ever managed to organise a holiday with is like 6 or 7 of my mates.
Yeah.
40? That's like a school trip.
Nowadays, you'd get one mate. You know, they gradually just drop off as you age. But yeah, it did happen gradually. Like, it wasn't 40 all at once.
That's it. Just all bowled into the travel agent.
Rumours spread. Must have been so awful for the other people staying in the hotel that we ended up at, because I think we took over about 3/4 of it.
So how many girls were there?
So there were probably 10 girls.
So like a fair number of girls, like a good number for a girls' holiday. And then all of a sudden, it turned into a group of 50 because 40 lads were like, we're coming too. I just want to mention right now, can you imagine the uproar if a group of lads had a holiday booked and 40 girls were like, yeah, we're coming, we're tagging along. That would not be allowed. There's no way.
That is so true.
Isn't that called Love Island?
It did become like Love Island.
I was going to say, I mean, pretty much. You've got 4 guys to a girl there.
That's a different story, isn't it? I
mean, 40 18-year-old men, all, you know, who have obviously vast experience and knowledge in how to take care of a woman at that age. What could possibly go wrong?
Yes, exactly.
Between 4 of them, they might get somewhere. Mightn't they? Do you know what I mean?
If they share tips.
Exactly. Right, I've done this before. I've watched my videos. I'm pretty sure this is how you do it.
If not, one of the other lads there probably does.
Yeah, 100%. There's going to be one of them, isn't there, that's like really knows what they're doing.
Yeah, they could do it as a team, and just like one of them's the front runner and they all just sort of like support him.
Literally support him. I mean, again, this is a whole different story.
Yeah, this has really gone south.
Very quickly.
It's just as I tell it, I realise like how problematic this whole thing is, but it's not the point of the story. The point of the story is that we thought we were going on a girls' holiday. All these fuckers tagged along. We were kind of excited. I mean, we were 18, like we were hormonal as well. We were like, oh my God, we hate this. We love this. Oh my God, they want to come on holiday. I hate you, but I love you. Let's go. Oh my God, we're so cool. Everyone wants to hang out with us. But really, it was just because none of the boys could organise anything. So it was just easier for them to tag along. Anyway, so when we get there to Malia, all the boys immediately rented quad bikes, mopeds and scramblers. And we were like, oh my God, that's so dangerous, but you're so cool. I'm so turned on.
Can I get on the back?
And we all got on the back. Yeah, we were like, so the whole like feminist independent holiday lasted about 20 minutes. And then we were like, oh my God, can we ride on the back? Let's be like Grease the musical and just... And then we all got to like pick our boys that we were like going to go on the back of their bikes for the rest of the holiday. We'd like team up.
Did you stick to the guy? I mean, you had multiple choice, didn't you?
This is literally like Love Island, where after like a couple of days, you're like, can I trade up now?
Well, yeah. Yeah, tonight I want to ride on the quad bike with...
Yeah, I mean, what does it mean, right? You decide to ride on the quad bike. Like, do you owe them anything? So if you give them your lift home, like, oh God, what are we doing? I hate my younger self. But then after a while of like then having to rely on them for our lifts, like to and from the strip, me and my friend were like, that's it. Like, we're not going to rely on these boys anymore. Why can't women rent mopeds and scramblers and quad bikes?
I sense we're about to find out.
Exactly. We like march up to this rental place, and I was so scared of like driving, and they hadn't done anything like that before, and I was like, I don't want to do it. And she was like, okay, I'll do the driving. So we got in there, and they were like, oh, but you have to have your provisional license. So you don't need any training whatsoever on how to ride any of these machines.
You just have to show willing.
And a little green bit of plastic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she was like, oh, just show your thing. Because they were like, you have to have a provisional to drive it. So just show your thing and you can drive the moped out of here, but I'll swap over as soon as we've gone. And then I'll drive for the rest of the time. And I was like, okay, fine, I can do that.
No, nothing's going to go wrong at all, is it?
Doesn't sound too difficult.
Doesn't sound too difficult. Yeah, like I'm an incredibly nervous driver and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but it was fine. All I have to do is drive away from the shop.
Had you been drinking the night before?
The night before? They've been drinking 5 minutes before.
Yeah, they probably were drinking already that day.
Yeah, I mean, the alcohol was pumping through my veins. Yeah, they don't check if you're drunk. They just want your provisional license and your deposit. That's it.
Yeah, are they drunk? Yes, they are. Right, double the deposit.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, fine. And then, so we paid everything. We filled out all these forms and I got on and she got on the back. And I drove off, like, waving to the guys and then drove directly into a parked car.
Oh, you really are doing it for the independent lady, aren't you there?
I know. And they were just like, no, come back in immediately.
So were you on this moped, look back at them and just to go, it'll be all right, won't it? We can just go. And they were like, no, girls, come back.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that it was a parked car.
I mean, my image is you're riding this bike, looking over your shoulder, trying to be really cool, giving it a little wave. And whilst you're looking behind you, you've just hit a car.
I'd love to say that I was looking behind me.
Oh, right, okay. It's not even got that as an excuse.
I was looking straight ahead and concentrating with all my might, and I still went into a parked car. This is how you drive, right? Into cars.
Did you try and just pick yourself up and dust yourself off and style it out and think, you've given me a faulty bike, mate. I need another. This one doesn't turn.
Oh, yeah, I should have said something like that. But I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And we were in like bikinis as well. You just wear bikinis all day, even just like no helmet, no jeans, even just like skin, just pure skin. So they were like, yeah, come back. You're unsafe to drive. Which is fair. And then they did the weirdest thing. So even though my friend didn't have a provisional, they said, okay, you're driving.
Oh, right. So they didn't just take it off you at this point.
No, well, they took the moped off us. They swapped it for a quad bike.
Oh, that's it. Just give them a more powerful engine.
4 wheels better than 2.
Yeah, they said it was safer. But is it a quad bike? Yeah.
It can go faster, can't it?
It's less likely to tip up, but that wasn't your problem, was it, to be honest?
So then we do all the paperwork again, and she drives off, doesn't crash into a parked car.
Bonus. We've made it.
We're like, yes. We've done it. We're Thelma and Louise. Everything's great. We're going to meet the guys at the beach. They've gone to this beach that was like around this cliff and down this little, like this tiny little beach that was all secluded. And we were like, everyone's going to be so jealous when we arrive on our quad bike. And they're like, oh my God, girls can do it for themselves.
We won't mention the moped.
And we won't ever mention the moped ever again, because who needs to know? And then my friend's doing pretty well. And I'm thinking, God, she's so confident and cool. Like, I wish I was more like her. What an idiot. I drove into a parked car. We're going along this cliff side.
Oh my goodness.
And then this coach load of people come from the other side towards us. And I'm not worried because she's been sticking to her side of the road the rest of the time.
For a good 10 minutes now, we are experts.
And then just as the coach goes past, she turns and goes directly into the side of it. And to this day, I don't know why. Took off the front wheel.
Maybe she was taking that Thelma and Louise vibe, like literally.
Oh my God. Maybe she was.
Maybe it was like, do you know what? I'm going to one-up her. I'm going to drive into a coach.
Or maybe she had like unrequited love for you all those years, and then she realised on the holiday, she's like, if I can't have her, nobody will.
Oh my God, yeah, because I've been on the back of some other guy's bike.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Going out together in a blaze of glory. Did you have to walk it back to the shop?
We had to wait. No, because we were miles away. We were miles away, and they don't tell you in their like safety briefing like what you do if you crash into a coach on the side of a cliff. So we just sat on the side of this fucking hill, and eventually two guys like came past. So we needed men again.
God, Lily, you're breaking me.
So embarrassed. They like attached it to their bike or something and like took us back to the place. It was a low moment.
So they took you back to the place you got the quad bike from?
Yeah.
And what did the guys at the quad bike place say to you after 20 minutes being gone and you come back with another of their vehicle crash?
They were excited because it meant we had to give them lots of money.
Well, there is that, I suppose.
I think they designed it that way because, like, why did they let us go after crashing into a parked car, and why did they then replace it with a quad bike?
That's it. That's definitely what it is.
Yeah, I do feel there's got to be a bit of responsibility on the company there. It can't just be all you on your phone.
And I'm pretty sure we paid for insurance, but when you're in the moment of just feeling like you're an absolute idiot and that you've done something terrible, we were just in like a sorry, humiliated mode. So we just paid them whatever they wanted and just got the fuck out of there.
Give them your cash, your dignity, your self-esteem.
Independent.
And got the bus.
Your saving grace here is there's no real men on this podcast, so I'd have fell off before I even hit the car, to be honest.
Oh, it's so sad. Women can't drive. I mean, I can drive now. I just like to be clear. And I passed my test first time. But I think maybe it was the moped incident that really toughened me up.
So did you tell the boys what had happened?
Yeah, I think we did.
You did? I would not have told them.
Well, because we'd made a big stink about the fact that we were going to get this bike.
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't need them anymore. And then they were like, do you need a lift? And we were like, yeah.
They're like, where's your bike?
Get back on your
I hate myself.
I'll admit I have also had my own accident in a vehicle abroad.
Which you claim wasn't your fault.
It wasn't my fault, but I understand that there's still a fear. So
yeah.
I just got to Nashville. My 3G had gone down and I couldn't get like the map up again to find my hotel. It turned out I was literally 1 block away, which and essentially I was stopped at some lights, and some guy, a passenger in an Uber next to me that had pulled into a little lay-by for a hotel, decided I'm going to open my door on my car, basically, and I just started to drive, and then all of a sudden there was this really loud, like, scraping noise. Stopped, and the door was, like, peeled back, and there was, like, loads of paint, like, just all scratched off from my car. And I was like, oh, my God, what am I going to do? But anyway, I eventually made the rest of my trip around America, got back to the rental company, parked it up, went into the office, head held higher than it should have been, and I said, oh, by the way, I did have a bit of an accident in the car, nothing to worry about, nothing that can't be easily fixed. I'm all right as well, by the way.
Like they give a shit about that.
Yeah, they give a shit about you.
I was like, just the paint job probably needs a touch up. And they were like, oh, right, okay then. And they would give me diagrams. They're like, so how big do you think that the scratch is on the car? And I was like, oh, yeah, it's only probably probably about that big. I really underplayed it. And luckily the owner of the company wasn't in. And it was just some lady that I think had started a couple of days before. And I was like, is that it then? Are we all done? And she was like, yeah, thanks for the copy of the report. You're all done. Bye-bye. And I was like, all right then, bye-bye.
On your plane and off.
And that was it. Yeah, I'd got all I wanted to do was get out of there, get out of America and get home by that point. And it was all fine. I haven't heard anything since.
And now you're a fugitive.
That's it. You'll never be allowed back in.
Could you imagine if I'm not allowed back in now? Oh
your photo's on a list at the airport. You still win, though. I mean, you managed to drive across most of America. Lily couldn't drive across a car park.
God, I'm still getting over the fact that you drove around America. I just think that's so cool.
I'm a pretty confident driver, though. So, like, I am really confident, like, driving. It doesn't bother me at all. I always have been.
But that's on the other side of the road with other American people.
Yeah, but she's so confident, she takes other cars' doors off.
And she just stays on the side of the road that she wants to be on.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm driving here.
Everyone else can move.
Yeah, but no, it's not as bad as you think, you know. Going around islands the wrong way is a little bit strange. But just follow the traffic. They know what they're doing.
Do they?
They set the standard, don't they? Or I'm just going with the flow of the traffic.
The problem is, the person behind Lily on the quad bike thought, I'm just going with the flow of the traffic.
Yeah, and everyone went into the parked car. I don't even know if I damaged a parked car. I guess no one cared about that.
It was probably the guy who runs the rental place's car, and he's probably used the money he got off you to buy a new one.
He probably like parks it in a particular way that's like jutting out at an angle.
Oh my god!
So that's probably why I did that.
That would be even funnier.
And like arrows pointing towards it, like drive this way. There must be a reason I was so stupid.
So apart from the 2 accidents, was the rest of the holiday okay? Did you couple up with the right guy in the end? Who won the 50 grand?
Yeah, coupled up with a guy. And yeah, I mean, it was everyone left pretty much unharmed, except for like a lot of alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
I would say.
A few babies born 9 months later.
A few babies born. No, I can't drive, but I know how to put a condom on. So.
Yeah. And the thing is as well, the lads, we've already established, they probably don't know what they were doing anyway. There's no fear.
Yeah, they probably weren't even coming.
Yeah, there was no fear that there was going to be a
They were too drunk. Yeah. Who knows where anyone was putting it. It was all a blur.
100%.
It's all an absolute blur.
So it sounds like that holiday was a success.
Ding!
Yeah, 100%.
Ticking that box.
Fantastic. So, did you attempt another holiday?
So, I've actually told this in the wrong order because this holiday was before.
Oh, okay.
This was when I was 16. I don't know if it's relevant. I just feel like everyone should know how much of a skank I was.
Oh, it sounds relevant.
I just started off these fucking holidays. My parents just let me go. I don't understand it. And we had to give these letters to Stavros to say, yes, I'll let my skanky daughter go to a Greek island and get fucked for a week. I mean, what?
No, you see, right, before you start this story, I'm going to start banning women coming on this podcast because I have 7-year-old twin girls. And each week I just learn bit by bit that they are never, ever leaving the house.
No, don't let them.
Yeah. So I can't wait to hear what happened to you when you were 16 in Greece.
So this time we went to Corfu because, we like to travel around the Greek islands. And this was a smaller group of like 7 of us. And I think, do you know what? I think one of us was actually 15.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, so you were all kind of 16 or under?
Yeah, because he had his birthday. Oh, yeah, that was it. He had his birthday end of August.
Oh, and 15-year-old boys, as I was one once, are not as mature as 16-year-old girls.
No.
By a long, long way.
Although after hearing this story, you might change your mind.
Oh, is he going to become my new hero?
No, just I'm going to become your new idiot.
Okay, so 16 was the oldest person. This is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I was the oldest person because I'm a September baby.
We're coming by months.
So I was basically a year older than this guy, and the thing that I did didn't happen to him. So I have no excuse. We had been drinking before we went to Corfu, as you do as a little teen, but we didn't know what we were doing. We weren't experienced. So when we were in Corfu, we'd just like buy whatever alcohol we could from a shop and like drink it in our hotel room and then hit the strip. And one night we got Sambuca and we were like, someone said, I don't know whose idea it was, but it was like, oh, let's do flaming Sambuca shots. But none of us actually knew what that meant, really. So we improvised.
And improvised? I'm not... Right, go on.
I mean, I'm pretty sure like we didn't even have shot glasses. So it was just like a glass.
A bowl. A cereal bowl.
Like a tumbler of Sambuca. And then we lit it. So it was like quite a substantial fire.
You're basically making a Sambuca barbecue at this point.
Yeah.
And then it was like, who's going to go first? And for some reason, I volunteered.
Oldest. You got to set an example, haven't you?
Oldest. Yeah, maybe it's. I was like, don't worry, guys. I know how it's done.
To be clear, this is in your hotel room. This is not in a bar.
This is in our hotel room. No, not in a bar.
Right. So it's not like you've got a barman to be like, right.
Yeah, we needed that like mentor, but we didn't have it.
But you are the mentor.
It was the blind leading the blind for sure. So I take this shot and I take it, I lift it up, and none of us knew that you're supposed to blow it out before
you drink it.
you drink it. So I knock this shot back, which is a big glass.
I was going to say, we're not talking a shot at this point, are we?
Yeah, so I drink fire, basically. Some of it went on my face, but it was still on fire. So then my face was on fire.
Oh, my God.
And everyone's panicking. Nobody knows what to do. And then my friend, who is the one that drove into the coach.
Oh, reliable then.
She's always there causing havoc.
Miss Reliable.
Slaps me across the face to put it out.
That'll do it.
And it does put it.
With just her hand.
Yeah.
Sounds like an opportunity.
That's it. So far, this friend is just finding reasons to kick the shit out of you, to be honest.
Yeah, thinking, I'm going to put a fire out by hitting it.
Yeah, like what was that? Why was that her first idea?
When that didn't finish you off, a couple of years later, she thought, fuck it, I'm just going to drive her into a coach.
Yeah, God, wow, I'm really thinking about our friendship now. It's dark. So yeah, she slaps me and it does put the fire out, and everyone's like, oh my God, like that's not how it works on the movies. Like, what did we do wrong?
Oh my God.
But we carry on the holiday as normal, and it just becomes this like funny anecdote.
Did any of them do your version of a flaming Sambuca?
Did they fuck?
Would you?
My face was on fire.
Lost their eyebrows.
I had third-degree burns. So I had this like scabby area on my face.
Was this at the very start of the holiday as well?
Yeah, the start of the holiday. So then it had sun damage, and I just looked fit, basically. But then I started to get more sores around my face as the holiday progressed. And I was like, oh, it must be mosquito bites or like spots or something. And then when I got home from the holiday, my mum took one look at me and was like, you need to go to the doctor. And I went to the doctor and they said I had impetigo.
Oh nice.
Lily.
I know. What a skank. What was wrong with me? And then, so I'd been doing like some acting and some modelling stuff at this time, and so I had a job booked for right when I got back from the holiday.
Ideal.
But I thought it was ideal because I was like, I'll be really tanned and my hair will be really blonde.
Oh wow.
But I actually just looked like a kid from Oliver or something, or some child syphilis sufferer.
Oh my God.
And but I wanted to do the job because it was paid, and I was like, "Oh, makeup will cover it. It's fine."
It's well known for treating impetigo makeup.
Yeah, bit of Max Factor, covered it right.
Yeah, it'd be fine. It'd be fine. Good lighting. And the job was such a weird job. So it was, you know, when you learn another language at school, like French or German or something, and you get an exercise book and it would like have a family, like a German family, and be like, oh, and so is washing the dishes. And it would have like phrases that you would have to learn. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
So I was doing a English version of that for an Italian school. So I was like, the kid in the family. You had to like pose for certain shots that they would then put a phrase by. And I just turned up with impetigo and they didn't send me home.
Oh my goodness.
We carried on with the photo shoot. I never saw the book, but I know somewhere in Italy, a school kid is looking at this girl who's just like scabby, thinking, what are English people like?
The thing is, they really could have utilised this. Could have been an opportunity.
Yeah.
They could have turned it into like
medical book.
Exactly.
Yeah, or like why not to go on holiday when you're 16
and set fire to your own
and
face.
immature and stupid? Yeah, how not to do a sambuca shot? Yeah, there are loads of options, but it was just me baking or something. It's just like pieces of my face just falling off.
Just peeling into the butter.
What did your parents say, other than the fact you need to go and see a doctor? Were they like, you are now never, ever going anywhere ever again?
Do you know what? They didn't, because then I went to Malia like a couple of years later.
Yeah.
So I guess they thought that was a success. They were worried I was going to die, probably. And then when I came back alive...
Coming back was a bonus.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, she looks gross and she doesn't look like our daughter, but she's alive. So that's cool.
Yeah, we'll take her.
On the plus side, no boy would have wanted her like that, so it was probably all right. So she can go again.
Yeah, she could have come back with a lot worse.
Yeah, it was a good contraceptive, having my face falling off.
So I guess I'm intrigued. Have you now successfully done a real flaming sambuca?
I have. Thank you.
I've actually never done one, you know.
Haven't you? So you should do it. Go for it. Live your dreams.
No, mainly because sambuca is disgusting. Can you set fire to other types of alcohol and call it a flaming tequila? I could do that. I'd do a flaming tequila.
You can set fire to a lot of alcohol.
I mean, all alcohol. I think.
Yeah, anything you want. A menagerie of flaming shots.
Yeah, I mean, set fire to a shot of vodka if you want, Joe.
A glass of wine.
Oh my goodness. I think we might have to do a taste test stamps one day.
Just comparing different flaming alcoholic beverages.
Yeah, why not? Why the hell not? All we got to do, remember, to blow it out. That's another piece of advice from the Misadventures podcast. If you're going to do a flaming sambuca, please blow it out before you take a sip.
And don't do it in a pint.
Yes.
Yeah.
First rule.
Do not attempt to drink a pint of alcohol that is on fire.
What did we think? Like, even if I hadn't put it on my face, I would have just drunk fire. Like, why did no one...
And you're lucky the insides, like your throat wasn't just blistered.
Exactly. Really stupid.
Definitely. There's a few warnings in there, isn't there, about the drive-in, the alcohol. Probably for you, Stamps, just even letting your kids go away at such a young age.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely learning that that's a bad idea.
But your girls will have each other.
I don't know if that's better or worse, to be honest.
Oh, are they twins?
They are twins.
Yeah, that's good. They'll look after each other. One of them will slap the other one's face when it goes on fire. They might want to go on like nice holidays, though. I think you let your children travel if they want to go to like on a walking holiday or something. I mean, if they say they want to go Malia with 40 boys, maybe say no.
I mean, I know full well that for 2 years on a trot before I met her, my wife went to Malia with her friends. So.
Oh, no. It's a rite of passage.
So, Lily, we have covered the type of holidays that you've been on as a youngster, but are you going on maybe different holidays now? Or is like, Flame and Sambucas, are they still your vibe a year? What kind of holidays are you going on?
No, now I go away to Bangor.
Oh, exotic.
North Wales. To see my boyfriend's mum and just go for long walks with dogs. It's a different world now.
100%.
I'm assuming your boyfriend's with you and you don't just go to see your boyfriend's mum and the dog.
Yeah, we haven't been together for years.
I just really like Bangor.
I just want to keep my presence known within the family.
Yeah.
We're together. But he hasn't heard this podcast yet, so he might change his mind. I don't know if he's even heard either of those stories.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, they're not things I brag about, I wouldn't say, on dates.
Yeah, it's not the type of thing you would tell many people about, is it? Or potentially go on a podcast and share. No, none at all.
Instantly regretting it.
So once you can go a bit further afield than Bangor, what have you got your sights on? You know, where are you thinking you're going to be going? Are you get any more girls' holidays planned out? Is it going to be holidays with the boyfriend?
I really want to go to Japan.
Oh, nice.
Which my boyfriend thinks is really funny. He doesn't know why I want to go.
No, I think it'd be awesome.
I just think it'd be awesome. I've always really wanted to go, and I'm not really sure why, but I'm sort of fascinated by it.
It's just a completely different culture, completely different scenery, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the places that's top of my list.
Is it? Yeah, I want to go with the Cherry Blossom Festival.
Oh, yeah.
Which is in March, I think, or around that time. And all the cherry blossom comes out and you walk underneath it. It just looks, I like, it appeals to me that you'd just be somewhere totally different from what you know. And I love the film Lost in Translation, so maybe that's where it all started. What a film.
Oh, what a film.
So Japan then, Lily.
Yeah.
Japan would be great.
Have you got anything else, or is that where your heart's at? Or because you said that your boyfriend thinks it's funny, so I guess I've got to ask, what's more realistic? Do you think you're going to win him round, or do you think you're going to have to set your sights on something else?
Yeah, we'll probably just end up in Bangor.
Why is it funny? Does he just not think you belong in Japan?
Yeah, he just thinks it's so random. He just thinks it's such a weird thing that I'd want to do. I did go to Beijing, but that was crazy. Like, they never see blonde white girls. Especially if you go to anywhere kind of a bit more country outside of Beijing, or any of the really touristy places, because lots of people from the countryside go to the touristy places in the bigger cities. So they see you and they literally like scream. They go fucking nuts. I felt like Britney Spears. Yeah. It was amazing. They like big groups of, there was a group of like a class of girls, and they saw me and they all started screaming. One of them dropped her camera, it smashed all over the floor. Like, it was pandemonium. I was like, what is going on? Another time, this woman, we were Tiananmen Square, and this woman was trying to say something to me, and she had her camera and she was with her boyfriend. And I assumed that she wanted me to take a photo of her and her boyfriend in front of this monument thing. And so I was like trying to get this camera off of her, and she wasn't giving it to me, but she wanted me to do something. We're like wrestling and
like thief.
And then it became apparent she wanted to take a picture of me with her boyfriend.
What? That is weird.
That's so weird, right?
So did you just stand like pose there with her boyfriend?
So then and then I had sex with him.
Maybe you're just huge in Beijing.
Yeah, maybe they know about my comedy.
Yeah. Well, they thought you were Britney Spears.
Oh my God, yeah, maybe. But it was quite cool. It made me feel quite awesome. But then I did sort of understand, you know how celebrities, before that, when celebrities complain about being noticed and having people take photos, I'd be like, oh, get over it. Like, I'm sure all the money helps. Yeah. But actually, when you're in that position, also, if you haven't got to that position through merit, just through having blonde hair, that you do feel like an object. They don't want to talk to you. They just want to look at you or take photos of you, and they don't ask. They just do it, and it's all a bit. I did get a sense of how that would feel.
Yeah,
I could just imagine this bloke's taking this picture of you and him and his wife to a plastic surgeon and gone, make her look like this.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
this is what we want.
So dark.
Oh my goodness me. Well, I think your stories, there's definitely some lessons to be learnt there. Blow out the blame from the Sambuca.
Look out for parked cars when you're driving a moped.
Exactly. We've got a few hints and tips there.
And if you are on a fire, make sure there's somebody close by to give you a slap around the face.
Somebody who hates you enough.
Yeah, because apparently that works. So yeah, thanks Lily for joining us on the Misadventure podcast. It has been a blast, and hearing your stories, it makes me so ready for my girls' holiday when I get out of lockdown.
Just take Savlon. Okay.
Take some Savlon.
Oh, Savlon. Do you know what, though? You think Savlon fixes everything, but I swear to God, it doesn't. You put it on the wrong thing and it burns like a bitch.
Really?
Oh,
Where have you been putting Savlon?
Honestly. I think that would probably be a good place to cut it there, So, Stamps, do you feel slightly more enlightened, prepared, fearing for your children's innocence now after hearing that?
I don't know what to say.
Right, I don't know if it's going to make you feel worse or not, but honestly, I mean, I think some of her stories were, in the moment, pretty horrific, but I'm also going to say, from the sights I've seen when I've been on girls' holidays, tame some of the things that some of the girls get up to. Oh, God, it's appalling.
I don't think I need to know. And I'm sure you have only observed from a distance. You have never partaken in said activities.
100% not. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to be the entertainment. I'm there purely to watch. So yeah, so still up for letting me take your two lovely girls away on holiday?
They're going to think you're an old woman.
Shut up! No way! They're going to be ready to go out in about 5 years, and I'll only just be about 30-ish.
I mean, they'll be 12 in 5 years. Mind you, Lily went on holiday when she was just barely 16, so...
We are then. It's going to be grand.
Speaking of Lily...
Stealing my line now, aren't you? Did you not have enough last week?
I was just sliding into the plug.
God, don't be sliding anywhere, for fuck's sake. Lily herself, actually, has started a podcast called Ghastly Women.
Has she? I think you should tell me what that's about.
I feel like the name gives it away slightly, but I will go into some more detail.
What, it's about you?
Well, that's just mean, isn't it? That's pretty awful. I don't think I'm ghastly at all. I think I'm a delight.
You're not posh enough to be ghastly. You'll be ghastly. Or gassy.
What on earth? No, you're not making me out to be a slag and basically some couch potato that just farts all the time.
A farty slag!
What? This is like, what's that thing? Like defamation of character or something.
Are you going to sue me now?
Yeah, fucking am. 100%. Anyway.
Tell us about Lily's podcast.
Yeah, Ghastly Women. Yeah, so basically, she's just calling out all the women that are just basically... bit of a dick.
Could almost call them ghastly.
You could, yeah. Probably can't put dick on Spotify, so that's probably why. And she's also doing it with her friend Esther Manito.
Oh, I bet she would be a good guest for our podcast.
Do you have to be so animated? You know we're already getting her on the podcast.
Well, you've ruined the illusion now. You're showing people a peek behind the curtain.
Huh. That ties in nicely to the start of the podcast, doesn't it, curtain?
No.
Yes, it does.
Beef curtain.
Oh. Oh my God, that's disgusting. I don't know where I was going. That's next level. I can't. Yeah, so basically, Lee's got a podcast herself called Ghastly Women, and it sounds awesome. I need to go and have a load. Find us on Instagram, Misadventures in Travel. Follow us, like our posts, support us, and if you've got any stories, any misadventures of your own, DM us, let us know, and we could share them on the podcast.